Hey, what's up, you guys? My name is DemonFlip84, and you're watching a vaccine speedrun gameplay with my commentary over it. The video was done local recording, just the game audio, um, using my stream layout. Uh, I was streaming this game the day before, but this was offline and got a very good run for you guys. So the game starts off with a 30-minute time to find the vaccine and bringing it back to your infected friend. The grandfather clock I just destroyed. It's part of the main objective to complete this game. Because there's obviously more to it than just um, bringing the vaccine back to your infected friend. The game actually loops, and there is a certain task you have to do in order to complete the game. In this speedrun, I will have to play through 3 games, and then each game I have to do a specific task. And by the time I get to game 3, I should able to do the last task, and then if everything was done in order, the game should end at game 3. So game 1, start off by trying to knife zombies and creatures as much as possible to gain experience points. Try to build up enough XP to spend towards skills that I need or that I'm building. Using Rita O'Connor for this gameplay because she has 1 extra point towards the skill aiming, which is increased damage. And that's what I'll be doing in game 1, is just try to build up enough experience points. Lickers, they're pretty scary to deal with. I don't know what they're actually called in this game, but they do resemble as lickers in the Resident Evil 2 game. Yeah, unless you have a firearm, they're pretty much dangerous if you try to knife them, unless you have a repellent. The repellent in this game is it's a little bit overpowered. You're totally immune to any type of damage that you will that you will receive from the zombies and monsters. I think the zombies, they can still latch onto you, but like lickers and other creatures, they can't really hurt you, and it's only for a brief moment, probably like 10 seconds or so, and the effect wears off, and that 10 seconds is like the difference between life or death. It's a lifesaver for the most part anyways. So yeah, just try to knife as much as I could for the beginning part of game 1. Found this beam light, which is part of the main objective also to complete the game. The combination to unlocking these, they're totally random. You can guess. 90% of the time you'll get it right. So this is the repelling effect, and yeah, it gave me a lot of experience points just by using a knife. You get more experience points for using a knife than your weapon. The weapon, it does give you more later on, but early on you want to use a knife just to ensure that you get the most out of your experience points from fighting zombies and creatures. Along the way, I'm just trying to pick up whatever resources I can find. Weapons, medkits. I didn't have any medkits not until when my character is injured. But managed to find some weapons like both pistol and shotgun. Here is the room, the vaccine room, where it's guarded by a stronger monster, and here I just decided to exploit this glitch here where the monster tried to follow you through the other room, but because I closed the door, he's able to kind of clip through the door on the other side, so I'm able to attack him from behind the door. And as I'm stacking experience points, I'm just leveling up, aiming, and just try to max it out before moving on to the next skill. Um, Determination is it speeds up your the movement of opening doors and closing doors and picking up items. Stamina, it it is the more levels you put into it, the longer you're able to sprint over time. Health, obviously, your life. Um, Aiming is increasing the damage of your attacks. And luck, I don't know what luck actually does, but it does something. But I find that skill kind of like useless, so I never really sped it in the beginning. By the time I get to game 3, I should have like enough experience points to max out all the skills. So made it back to the start. That's the end of game 1 here, and the end game time is kind of wonky. I don't know how that works because you can see it's already 6 minutes, and the in-game time says that I completed in 5. So I don't know how that's being calculated. But heading into game 2, the items does carry over, but in game 2 the time is lowered by 20 minutes this time around. So destroy the grandfather clock at the beginning because it's really, really important that you do so. What those does is the first clock that you destroy, it reveals the door to the hidden room. That's why it's really important to do that first before leaving the first room. So I decided to use my firearm now. Started to use the pistol, just kind of run and gun, trying to see what doors I can access, and just going around trying to find the beam lights and fighting the vaccine room. And it's so satisfying shooting these zombies. You know, like game 1, that's where you kind of have to put in a lot of work just to build up experience points. But once you collected enough resources, then you're able to just kind of gun down. I like how they kind of fly across the room in a way. I think it's a kind of like glitch or something in the programming that makes them fly that way. But it's so satisfying watching that. And yeah, just running around. Just if I see any type of ammo, I'll pick that up. Here, I think game 2 is a little bit longer than game 1. It's just the maps that I've been getting in this game. There's some maps that have to travel to more rooms just to find like the main room. The rooms that is kind of stressful in a way. At least the attempts that I've been doing for the last couple of days. I've only been playing this game for a few days, and I feel like I mastered it. Because this game is kind of boring after a while once you figure out how to play it. It was fun for the time that I was playing it, and now that I have a speedrun for you guys, that usually means that I won't be going back into it anytime soon. I think I am kind of done over with, but this is the fastest time I can do possible with all the randomness that takes into account with the random rooms and stuff like that. Nice. It's just going around finding, uh, trying to find the beam light, just shooting things down. I mean, like, at this point, I'm already, like, my character's already stacked with skills. This is where my characters actually got injured, and luckily there was a med kit nearby where I'm able to heal myself and go back to normal status. Being injured is the worst thing that can happen because your character's limping. Um, she cannot sprint. You just have to do like this little walking motion, limping motion, just to get around unless you find some med kits. So try to pick up med kits and repellents. Those are good items to pick up. There's some other items that affects the your aiming and your sprint. They're the little effects that they give you, but they're really short times, at least 10 seconds. So found the room, and as you can see, there's 2 beam lights, and that's usually that's the hidden room. If I didn't destroy the clock in the beginning, that door wouldn't open and it wouldn't reveal those beam lights. But right now, at this point, I got the vaccine. I still need to find the beam light, and right here, I noticed something shined in the back, so I'll try to figure out if it was a key or whatnot, but it was chewing gum. Chewing gum is not something that I pick up. It's kind of a waste of inventory space. Your inventory space is pretty limited. I think you can carry about 7 or 8. I'm not really sure. But I normally toss them. Like, I don't pick up like proximity mines or chewing gums. I usually just pick up like energy bars because they're beneficial, especially if you're trying to find a way back and you know you're pretty much far away from the first room, so the energy bar does come in handy sometimes. So there's a door with the silver key, but I do not have the silver key, so this is kind of like stressful at this point for me at the time because I couldn't find the key, and I figured that the key is like somewhere I missed. And in the back of my mind, I thought that room leads to the beam light, because I'm still missing the beam light in game 2, and luckily the beam light was just in this room where I haven't fully explored this part of the area yet. Kind of interact with it. The patterns and combinations are different. There's some combinations that you have to put in certain parts of it, and it cannot overlap with each other or it cannot be adjacent to each other. But luckily, I figured it out just by guessing, because literally there's nothing in the notes or anything in the game that will tell you what the correct password is. You just have to guess and hope for the best, pretty much. So once I found that, I just kind of like find my way back to the first room. And completion status 6:14. That was like a minute 14 longer than game 1. Again, the times are not accurate. If you calculate the two together, it's like 11 minutes in game time, which is way off. So heading now to game 3. So at this point, you should have 2 beam lights disabled. You just need to do 1 more, and you have to do this in this order. It's important to break that clock first to open the hidden door in the vaccine room. Second, you have to go find the beam light before going to the vaccine room. So if you find the if you do the other way around, like it'll just kind of like doesn't make sense. You have to still have to backtrack one or the other. So here I'm just running gun. Only had 10 minutes to start, so I'm like really pressed for time, and that's what you normally feel when you get to game 3, is that like you're just really pressed for time, and you just hope that you don't get the game doesn't generate you longer maps, like bigger maps, to where you have to travel to more rooms than normal just to get to the vaccine room and stuff. Managed to find the beam light, so another awkward combination. I figured out a few patterns, but you know the combination was kind of weird to figure it out. There's some parts that I couldn't access, yeah, but I managed to disable it though. Just blowing these characters away. These monsters, the zombies, so satisfying. So there's yeah, pretty much almost maxed out most of my skills. In game 3, you should have enough experience points to max out everything, and pretty much overpowered character. You got a lot of ammo for your weapons. I'm pretty much set. This is what your character needs to be in game 3. I don't know, I have nothing else more to say other than like we're almost nearing the end of this video here, as I'm trying to find the vaccine room, just shooting things down as I try to navigate through the mansion. The rat was really annoying. I couldn't kill them. I tried to shoot down the first one, but I decided just kind of move on. And just kind of like, okay, I'll deal with you guys later. Because I eventually have to backtrack into that room anyways. So there's the vaccine room. Lit up the guy really quick. And gain access to the hidden room. And remove the second clock. And the screen is kind of like disoriented. So that's what you have to like deal with throughout the remainder of the game. And not only that, the game timer winds down a lot faster, so you have to go back to the first room once you pick up the vaccine before the timer runs out. And this is kind of like the really stressful part of it. But I had enough time, I was okay with this, so I just had to simply just get there before the time expires. And trying to remember where I went or where I went through is kind of like you gotta have to memorize it. It's not that easy. There's no like in-game map that'll tell you. You just have to remember where you went. And there it is. 18:20 was the time that I completed this run. So friends finally cured, and they're able to walk out the mansion, and it was all done and over with. So that is the speedrun of Vaccine. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know. Yeah, thanks for watching. My name is DemonFlip84. I hope you guys have a nice day.